Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakal Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and peace, love, and salutation to all you Akim that's pushing this truth and truth with sincerity. I'm the brother Adnan from the GMS Atlanta Church, and this lesson is called Concerning Good Friday and Easter. So as you see on the screen in the Blue Letter Bible, when you look up Good Friday, I'll just do it again. Type of Good Friday. There is no concordance results for Good and Friday in the KJV. So I'm gonna get a quick precept. This is this is what precept I wanted to get. There we go. Ecclesiastes 7:29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High have made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions. Excuse me. Good Friday is an invention of man. So let's get this definition of Good Friday in Wikipedia, because it's not in the Bible. You know, and then nowadays people just want to have Good Friday so they can have a day off of work. And then I remember back in high school, you know, these people that was into the Roman Catholic Church, oh, I don't eat beef or chicken, I just eat fish on Good Friday. Just nonsense. Good Friday is a Christian. See, that's a strike right there. This is a Christianity. This is the holiday of Christianity. Now we know in the book of Acts, the followers of the anointed, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, were called Christians. That was actually a derogatory term. Excuse me. Good Friday is a Christian holy day observing the crucifixion of the one who you call Jesus, but the Lord's real name is Yahweh Shai, at his death at Calvary. Let's get this word, Calvary. Calvary, or Golgotha, was a site immediately outside Jerusalem walls where, according to Christianity's four canonical gospels, Yahweh Shai was crucified. It says, it is during the Holy Week as part of the Paschal Triduum. Let's look up Paschal Triduum. And there's nothing holy about you people. All right, holy means separate. If you were so holy, you would not be celebrating this day. You will keep the high holy days that's in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. But oh, my bad, you believe the Old Testament is done away with. These Christians believe the Old Testament is done away with, so therefore they won't go back in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, and read the high holy days. So it says the Paschal Triduum, or Easter Triduum, Holy Triduum, or the 3 days, is the period of 3 days that begins with the liturgy on the evening of Maundy Thursday, reaches its highest point in the Easter Vigil, and closes with prayer on Easter Sunday. And best believe these people aren't praying for anything holy on this Easter Sunday. All right, they're gonna put eggs under trees, which I don't understand that one. You know, everybody's gonna get them Steve Harvey suits, those bright neon Deion Sanders green suits, the Easter pink suits. And basically it's it's just a payday for your Christian pastor. You go by these churches, and that's one of the two biggest paydays. You know, Christmas. I would probably say Halloween is one. All of a sudden my voice is tripping in Slovakia. You got Christmas, Halloween, and then you got Easter. All right. So excuse me. It says, according to the church's ancient tradition, the church's ancient tradition, not what's in the Bible, Good Friday is the only day in the whole year where Mass is not celebrated, because no consecration of Eucharist takes place. Let's look up Eucharist. Eucharist, also known as Holy Communion, Blessed Sacrament, and the Lord's Supper, is a Christian rite that is considered a sacrament in most churches and an ordinance in others. Christians believe that the rite was instituted by the one who they call Jesus at the Last Supper. So none of this is in the Bible. Let's see if you can find Eucharist in the Bible. Let's go back to that word search. Let's just see if you can find it. Can't find it. All right, so these are traditions of men. Let's get this precept. This is the words of Yahushua, not Jesus. Because there's no J 2,000 years ago. The letter J came around in 1524 by a name of a man named John Tercino. Excuse me. Mark 7:7. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. Easter, Good Friday is a commandment of men. Now, you might be wondering, oh, yeah, well, you know, Acts 12, but we're going to get into that. Acts 12:1. Now, about the time Herod the king stretched forth his hands to vex certain of the church, and he killed James, the brother of John, with the sword. And because he saw it pleased the Jews, those wicked Jews, all right, those wicked scribes and Pharisees who wanted their clout and status in the ancient days, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. All right, and it's something that Christians don't even know about. We just got finished with the Feast of Unleavened Bread last night. So now, you know, brothers, if brothers and sisters, if you want to, you can partake of, you know, certain yeast products, which I'm still gonna me personally, I'm still gonna just stay away from the bread. You know, I had an urge to last night, but I said, nah, I'm just gonna keep it going. You know, that's just me personally. It says, Acts 12:4, and when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison. And this is when Peter was delivered by the angel later on. We're not going to get into that, but we're going to get into this word in Acts 12:4. And this is one of my favorite chapters dealing with, you know, the upcoming persecution, right? Because the Lord delivered Peter. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to the 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. And let's get this word Easter.
Strong's G 3957. Pascha. Pascha.
All right, Pascha. And it says, the best definition is number 2. The Paschal lamb, i.e. the lamb the Israelites were accustomed to slay and eat on the 14th day of the 14th day of the month Nisan, the first month of their year. So technically, this is our new year. And you saw what happened with all this news concerning this legislation. All right, we're basically coming to our new year. So the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble really started, all right, a couple weeks ago. And now, last week, we had the Passover. Salaki, I had to keep clearing my throat. Let me clear my throat. Inside joke. But anyways, it says the Paschal lamb, i.e. the lamb the Israelites were accustomed to slay and eat on the 14th day of the month Nisan, the first month of their year, in memory of the day on which their fathers, preparing to depart from Egypt, were bidden by the Most High to slay and eat a lamb and sprinkle their doorposts with its blood, that the destroying angel, seeing the blood, might pass over their dwellings. Yahushua crucified is likened to the slain Paschal lamb, because Yahushua is our Passover, right? And this goes into the severity of the Passover. Like, you had guys at the Passover, you know, dancing like Michigan J the Frog on the WB. Certain Israelite pastors, they didn't go into the severity of the Passover with their congregation. You can tell they had the Rastaman up there, bumping and grinding, while somebody else's woman is looking at this guy prostrate himself on the dance floor. They don't understand the severity of the Passover. So when you go into Acts the 12th chapter, verse 4, that Greek word for Easter is Pascha, which means Passover. So there's no All right, when Peter went to jail, and when the Lord delivered him out of jail, they didn't go put Easter eggs on trees and dress up as bunnies. All right, there was a useless eater at camp. All right, that interrupted our elders' camp. All right, they had an Easter egg hunt right next to where the elder brothers camp at, and then some guy, some big adult, some big male, all right, some male in an adult body, dressed up as a bunny and ran up on the brothers. They had to move. They had to move down the block, man. All right, let's get a precept on that before I get into some other things in this lesson. Let's go to Isaiah 3 and 12, because Easter is not biblical. And like I said, this is the pastor's payday. He getting a fat check today. Best believe it. He gonna come out that mug grinning. All right, to cover up for the times you didn't go to church you went to church for New Year's thinking 2024 is gonna be your best life ever, and you women, you're gonna get a man. No. All right, so he covering up for them days you missed church. Isaiah 3 and 12, as for my people, children are the oppressors. Now that's twofold, because that goes into Esau, Edom. And women rule over them. O my people, that which lead thee, cause thee to err and destroy the way of their paths. Now, your children are oppressing you too with these holidays. Oh, Daddy, what we gonna do for what was my Christmas present? Oh, where's my Easter present? Where's my birthday present? These little spoiled kids, man. All right, sitting at home playing video games and looking at tablets all day, and your woman is ruling over you. Yeah, we got to be at church at 9 o'clock. I seen it last year. I seen some simp. All right, with his girl and her 2 kids, and that's probably the only time they went to church. All right, dressed up, taking photos outside. That's all. It's just a show for you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because this is who this lesson is addressed for. You Israelites. All right. There's no such thing as celebrating Easter, and then what is a bunny? Bunnies don't lay eggs, man. You know, that's just common sense. But hey, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Now, there was another one I want to get. John 14 and 15. If you love me, keep my commandments. It doesn't say if you love me, keep Easter. And this is in the New Testament. Excuse me. This is in the New Testament. If you love me, keep my commandments. Let's go to Revelation. I believe it's the 22nd chapter. You're supposed to keep the commandments. You're supposed to keep the high holy days. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Thou shalt not commit adultery. When you go to church, and my voice is tripping today. When you go to church on Sunday today, and you better not, and you Jakes better watch your money spending habits, because tomorrow's the 1st, the rent is due. All right. When you go to these churches, all right, and you worship the sun god, now you're worshiping another god, which I'm going to get into. All right, you're committing spiritual adultery. You're probably going to commit physical adultery this weekend anyways. My favorite saying is, you Jakes love to smoke weed and commit adultery. And that's what they do. These high holy days. Let me get this one. I forgot, man. I forgot this one. Before I get this revelation. Let's go to Amos. Amos 5 and 21. I despise your feast days. The Lord is not looking with any type of favor upon you on this day. And usually they're going to have some woman send some prayer up. Going back to the Isaiah 3 and 12, a woman is going to rule over you men's households of you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Praying to Jesus. That's a prayer to no avail, okay? I despise your feast days. Because the Lord set up feast days according to Leviticus, the 23rd chapter. All right. The Passover is a solemn assembly. But we have Pentecost. Okay. We have the Feast of the Tabernacles. We have Purim. We have high holy days where you celebrate for 8 days straight. You have Hanukkah, which people in the world call Hanukkah. That's a celebration over the downfall of our enemies. But then here are people going celebrating July 4th, which is a commemoration of the downfall of you so-called Negroes, West Indians, and Haitians. Where was you at on July 4th, 1776? Picking cotton. So the Lord gave us high holy days. We're supposed to rehearse the righteous acts. But in Amos 5:21 it says, I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies. And somebody's going to pray over that honey baked ham, because down here in the South, all right, they got this honey baked ham company, and you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans love going to that honey baked ham, all right, and getting that abominable food and praying over it as if God is looking and having favor upon you. Verse 22, though you offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, I will not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beasts. And the Lord simply is not hearing your prayers on Easter Sunday. Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melodies of thy vows. And this is the day. It's Sunday now. It's Easter Sunday. People are just gonna be holier than thou, and they got a Golden Corral right down the street, so you know they're gonna be packing that up. Hey, they're gonna have that parking lot is gonna be full to maximum capacity. All right, to get your Easter Sunday meal, so you can stuff your face and feel good about yourself. The Lord is not pleased with that. All right, so I'm gonna give you a visual. This is from the elder. I believe the elder's name is Tazapah. The elder Tazapah from the GMS Houston camp. The brother's page is GMS That Will Be Done. Now I'm gonna just show this. I'm gonna read this scripture, Judges 10 and verse 6. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord, which they continue to do this day, and serve Balaam and Ashtoreth, of the gods of Syria, and the gods of Zidon, and the gods of Moab, and the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord. The Lord's name is Yahweh, and served him not. And I'm gonna just show this. Passover and Easter is not the same as Acts. All right, the 12th chapter, when you go into that word Easter, it goes into Passover. Passover and Easter is not the same. Passover is biblical. Easter is a Babylonian, I believe Babylonian culture. Know the difference. Now, this is what you're really celebrating. It says, she is Gaia, Ashtoreth, Ishtar, Artemis, Venus, Aphrodite, Semiramis, Nature, Great Mother, Libertus, Esther, Hashtar, Queen of Heaven. Now this is what you actually worshiping. Now I believe this is Diana right here, all right, which I believe the let me see. I believe it was the Galatians that no, that's not it. But this is actual these goddesses of fertility. All right. Now this is Diana, which back during the time of Acts, during the time of Apostle Paul, you had Israelites that worship Diana. All right, she has the multiple breasts, as you can see here. This is pagan work. This is what you really celebrate. You celebrate Ishtar, all right, the goddess of fertility. It says it is pagan worship, but we call it Christian, so we think God doesn't notice. Yeah, you know, and then our people, it's just an event to go show off. Oh yeah, so you can put it on Instagram, knowing you condemning yourself. It said, all right, Yahushua never taught Easter, nor did any one of the 12 apostles ever. Yet the Lord didn't teach Easter. And then you got Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't do Easter, but they commemorate the memorial of the death of the one who you call Jesus Christ. That's not in the Bible. And then I've been in that so-called religion as a child. All they do is pass around matzah crackers and wine, and then the only ones who's supposed to partake of it are Edomites, who they believe is part of the 144,000. That is absurd. And no wonder why when I was around 18, 19, I had questions. And Thawadi Halabashim al Shai got out of that. But nonetheless, our people are celebrating these pagan holidays. It says, meet Easter, the goddess of spring. Exodus 23 and 13. Pay no attention. And this is I think this is another translation. But it says, pay attention to all that I have said to you, and make no mention of the names of other gods, nor let it be heard on your lips. I believe there's one more. All right, but that's basically it. You know, Lord willing, I was edifying. I believe I have one more scripture, if I'm not mistaken. I believe that I'm gonna go back to that Revelation 22. Just end it out on that. Revelation 22. Revelation 22 and 7. Behold, I come quickly, and the Lord is coming quickly. All right. Your Christian pastor is not telling you about World War III because he doesn't have the spirit of prophecy. It's just a payday for him. All right. He's not telling you about martial law and this digital all that they're trying to put into your right hand or your left hand or your forehead. They're not telling you about a Neuralink and what happened this week as far as that patient who was playing video games with his mind. All right. So the Lord is coming quickly, and 2/3 of our people, man, they're going to find out the hard way through the form of Jacob's trouble. You want to keep celebrating Easter? Well, the Lord got something for you. He's going to punish you. Just like a father will punish a disobedient son or daughter, the Lord is going to punish these disobedient Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, especially Latinos, man. All right? You just docile as all hell. But nonetheless, it says, behold, I come quickly. Blessed is he that keepeth the sayings of the prophecy of this book. Nah, there's another one. But nonetheless, I'm just going to close out on that. This is a lesson concerning Good Friday and Easter. And with that, I want to say Shalom.